Rise and shine, wild ones. I don't even know if I want to be me today. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. Oh, thank goodness we've got repeating numbers in there, 2121. And that's a stretch. That's in the land of numerology. Any real numerologist is going to go, you can't make it up like that, Bernadette. It doesn't work like that. I know that. But here's the thing. So, okay, so with all the stretch, good morning, by the way. So with all the stretching, if you've watched me for a while, you know that in the last like 6 weeks or so, and welcome to new subscribers, new followers, people just checking this channel out, me out, the Animal Allies out for the first time. You know that Spirit has really been stretching me with the animals to bring to you all, and again, giving me visions of animals that are appropriate for the collective at that moment, but not in my ARC tarot deck, which is what I read with. And then also maybe they are in the new book that we're in the middle. Well, we're coming to the last stretches of the Kickstarter for, because this animal for sure is in the book, but I haven't gotten very many of those visions for new animals that are not in the deck. However, when that happens, the messages are like, oh my gosh, I get so many emails and so many Facebook messages and, that kind of thing about, oh my gosh, this was so appropriate. I can't even believe, and here's the situation, and so on and so forth, right? Okay, so today, y'all are going to have to stay with me on this because, wow. Today, I was shuffling the deck and I drew an ant, or no, not drew an ant, fly, excuse me. And I was like, I just drew fly. That doesn't make any sense. And so, I heard in what I perceived to be an insect voice, which didn't sound anything like they sound like in the movies and cartoons. It was like this. It was a voice. I was like, okay. And I just sat in meditation and I watched the ant, or the fly, excuse me, metamorphosize into another winged creature, but this creature had horns on it, and I thought, is that a rhinoceros beetle? But it was too small and it was too skinny. And finally, I was shown another insect, and I went, well, I know what that is. That's a termite. I mean, my God, I live in Florida. Who doesn't know what termites look like in Florida? So I thought, okay. And, I think I know as much about termites as the next person does, not only in terms of what they do and don't do to a home, or, what they do for an environment, which is, I mean, they're great composters. They're great pooper picker-uppers, right? And meaning like all the waste, all the, you get where I'm going. But then I thought, but really, they're just annoying and dangerous. And it's hard, it's like I said about fly the other day. I mean, I've gotten to a place where I'm so sensitive to animals, and well, really any life form. It just, man, it breaks my heart to, kill a ant or a fly or whatever. And I just always take them and I put them outside of my house and I bless them and wish them well and tell them, don't you come back here again. I got 5 cats. And, who knows if they come back or not. But anyway, so I'm sorry. I'm tired this morning, y'all. And when I'm tired, my mind instantly goes to comedy. And all I could see when I said that was a little ant or a little fly giving me the middle finger and saying, buzz off, Bernadette. So I'll leave you with that vision. But, of course, it's probably going to tickle me too much. Give me a second, because I'm telling you, I could see the look on their little insect faces right now, and their little beansy little middle finger, and, well, they don't have fingers, so they'd probably be an antenna. They'd probably just cock one antenna at me and say, buzz off. So anyway, so back to the termite. So I had to go looking for what this meant for y'all this morning. And here's why I tell you that. Number one, everybody expects me to know every single thing about every living creature on this earth. Well, not everybody, but I'm the spirit animal lady. Like I'm the one, right? And so if I boil it down to their family, insects, mammals, winged things, this, that, and the other, again, there's an underlying symbolism that goes with all of that. But then when you start to talk about the individuals, like a termite versus a cockroach versus a this versus a that versus a whatever, that gets very specific. And when it shows up in your life, there's a reason. There could be a multitude of reasons for it. So just like when I write the books, when I did the cards, you know, any of those kind of things that I do, certainly a fair amount of that information is researched, right? And it's based on traditional symbolism and meaning and myth and legend and fables and all that kind of thing. And pardon me, y'all, I didn't know my phone was on. Pardon me 1 second. And so then when I don't have anything clearly, I go and I read facts about them, and then Spirit will intuit me. Spirit will intuit me. Spirit will send through me intuitively what it means at that moment for the collective, or for this client or that client, or even myself. The reason I go through all of that and share with you my process is that, you know, I can't begin. I just don't have the words. You know, I've been told that in the Japanese language, love is such an important thing for them. They don't even have a word to say love. It's just that important. There's not even a word that says it. And here's why I go through that process, or my process. My hope for you all is that you will also look into the animal ally of the day, of the week, if you're doing a reading for people or doing a reading for yourself, you know, whatever, because you have a personal relationship with the animal spirit world. And that's going to be the same but different than mine, because your needs and your questions and your whatever is going to be different on any given day of the week than mine might be. And even if I'm doing a reading for the collective, there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of you guys out there. Well, not hundreds of thousands, not yet. Trying to get there. But you know, thousands of you all out there that will benefit from doing this. So here's what happened when I went looking at what termite would mean for y'all for today. So the first thing that I did was when I saw that picture of what then turned into a termite that I recognized, I just couldn't get the image of what looked like a rhinoceros beetle in my mind. I couldn't get that out of my mind. So with just a really quick couple of Google searches, did y'all know there's such a thing as soldier termites? Who knew? I bet y'all did, but I didn't know. And I was like, that's the one. I know that's the one for the message for today. Now, when you start looking at all of the different tiers, kind of like in a bee population, you've got worker bees, you got the queen bee, you got the other bees that go out and scout, the scouter bees, and the this and the that. These soldier termites, okay, they look like soldiers, like what I would envision a soldier looks like. I mean, I'm like, sir, yes, sir, or ma'am, yes, ma'am. And, you know, they're scary looking. And obviously they're meant to be scary looking. Now, what that means is they are the ones that kind of sound the alarm. And they do this by banging their heads against the gallery walls to send more, well, the gallery is what they call, you know, the termite mound, and it sends warning vibrations throughout the colony. Now, I couldn't get that out of my mind. As much as I tried to move on and say, okay, I've got that, I understand, I get it that if y'all don't know yet, I am working so hard to eliminate the word understand from my vocabulary. There's a whole subliminal thing that goes along with it. When you say I understand, what you're really saying is I'm under you, my understanding is under you. Okay, so I'm trying. So I get it that, like I said to Spirit, okay, I get that symbolism. That's super easy to get. But Spirit was like, it might be super easy, but you're not seeing it for the bigness that it is. So when I read more about soldier termites, I was really astounded, and for a couple minutes I couldn't get off of the they bang their heads, they bang their heads, they bang their heads to warn people, well, to warn their people. I don't know how I missed it the first time, but I got it. I got it now, and I'm begging you to listen to this message. there are any number of times in our lives where we see the writing on the wall for ourselves or for someone else, but this is in particular for someone else or your family or whatever. And I have oftentimes been referred to by family and friends as the canary in the coal mine, because somehow things happen to me that I then go, hey, 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 this is wrong. This is not right. This is going to cause this. I don't like this. And it happens a lot. Most recently, it happened in a doctor's office. And, I told my doctor, I said, today you're sticking with your clan, and I understand why, you guys are circling the wagons around this nurse. But I'm telling you now, I'm the canary in your coal mine. She's going to cost you something, maybe even a malpractice suit, a wrongful death, who knows? But she's going to cost you. You mark my words. Don't you know? I have it on good authority that she did. Not 3 weeks after that, it was a fracas. It was a kerfuffle of the highest order. It was a hullabaloo. I don't know if she's still there or not. And all that being said, I realized that I was the soldier termite. I kept banging my head, banging my head, banging my head, trying to warn. Nobody wanted to hear it. Now, termites in the termite colony, they get it. They have trust in their soldier termites. And when they hear that their version of Morse code for danger, danger, Will Robinson, whap, 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 they take heed. So this is a big message for y'all that you could be coming on a time, or you might be in a time right now where you're banging your head on the wall, trying to be the sentry at someone's gate, trying to be the soldier termite and protect them, and they're not hearing you. There's nothing you can do. And you cannot bang your head on the wall more, or you're going to give yourself a concussion. And that's not going to be helpful either. There's only so much you can do when you're trying to soldier on and be the person who is the canary in the coal mine, who is trying to save other people from themselves, from the outside world, from this, from that. Now, dig this. So termites are actually anciently related to cockroaches. And of course, no one loves cockroaches, right? They spread disease, they do this, they do that, but I know this is gross, but nature is nature. And other than sitting out, because if it was up to me, I would do every one of these. Anything I do on the internet, I'd do it from somewhere outside. I'd be sitting in a horse barn. I'd be sitting next to some cows. I'd be out, in Never Never Land. But the weather doesn't always permit it. And, so on and so forth. So I do them mostly from my office. But termites eat their own dung. They eat their own poo. And normally I'd make a big joke out of that, because let's face it, that can be funny, and there could be about 1 million jokes running through my mind. But the flip side of you being the soldier at someone's gate is there's a disruption in the force. Wild ones, I am your mama. I am your mama bear. Okay, so you get it, right? There is a disruption in the force. And I went like this, and I went, nah. I said, nah, to Spirit, and Spirit went, okay. Because that's what it says at any point in which when I argue with this animal spirit guides, they're like, okay. They don't even argue anymore. Which always is my cue for, not only are you so wrong, Bernadette, you're so wrong. So let me say something about this. If you are in a situation where you keep pressing an issue, or you are trying to exert your power, your authority, your strength, flex your muscles, trying to get your own way, or even if you're trying to reclaim your power, A, you're going about that the way that's not helpful to you, and B, you know that phrase, hey, eat or die? Now, no one's saying you're going to die, and no one's being that harsh, okay, or that crass, but you're being warned, this is a warning, that you might have to eat your own words, and they might taste like poo or dung. They might. So be very judicious with the words that you're doling out as it comes to giving out not necessarily advice, right? Like the opposite of that is true at the moment. Oh gosh, that's it. Why do they do this to me on camera? Why can't they just send me all this stuff? Why can't they just send me all this information to begin with? Okay. This is a crossroads for you. And if you are trying to be the soldier make sure that you're being the soldier. And the information that you're trying to get across is not your opinion, it's facts. You're not trying to tell anybody what to do. You are trying to earnestly warn them. Make sure it's that, and not that you are banging your head against a wall because you are insistent on inserting your opinion. You are insistent to win. That's it, to win. If there's anything right now that you're insistent to win, that you are in conflict with another person, another a company, a group of people, whatever, stop. Just stop right now, because it's not going to go well for you. So again, if you're trying to warn and you've got your facts, do your thing. Just don't give yourself a concussion. You can only whap your head up against a wall for so long. But if you're trying to be right, to win, to exert your power, your authority, flex your muscle, or, you just can't stand. Oh, this is the other thing. This is my favorite. I don't even know why I wasn't told this from the beginning, because it's one of my favorite things to tell people. Because I had to learn it the hard way myself. Do you get angry when people don't take your advice? I used to. Man, that used to send me. Ooh, it used to send me. And people tried to explain it to me. I didn't care. I wasn't there. I wasn't hearing it. Oh, no. Because Bernadette thought, if I give you advice, that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Now, I was a kid, right? I don't even give my advice anymore, because it's my answer for everything is one thing: jerk yourself up by your bootstraps and let's get going. And that's good advice on some days, but on a lot of days, that's about the worst advice somebody can get. It's terrible. So I just don't give it. So you're being asked to really sit with yourself and ask yourself, are you a person who gets angry when people don't take your advice? If so, you're going to be one of those termites that are, running around eating their own poo, and that can't be, I've got to believe you'd rather have ice cream or a margarita, or, I don't know, whatever food you love, whatever sweet you love, whatever salty, savory, sour, whatever, that's got to taste much better than that. So, who knew Termite was going to come through with craziness like that this morning? So listen, give it up for the termites. And Soldier Termite, you are one of my new biggest spirit animals, because you might be tiny, but you are fierce and you are brave, man, whapping your head up against the wall to send Morse code. That is just, I'm going to look more into that, because that behavior just, when something makes me do this, I'm like, really, really, really? And I know I'm supposed to find out more information about it. I do eventually. But of all of the warning signals that could be so relevant to humans about banging your head up against a brick wall or the side of whatever, it's just like the dawn of a new day in symbolism for me. So I really, really do hope you found this helpful. I love you all so much. I do. Please go get your book over at Kickstarter. I'm telling you, the price of that book is going to go way up after, the second 11, 12 chime, and the Kickstarter is over. That price on the book is going up. And, you've got to have this book. Watch my video below about, the 5 top reasons you need this book. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. But listen, at the end of the day, what's the most important thing? To do good for animals, especially soldier termites, and stay wild.